Okay, this is the TCT-35C. We're using channel A, and as you can see, apart from the drive being quite up high, which I normally wouldn't do for a clean sound, if I was really wanting total clean, I'd go up to 12 o'clock, and we'll just see what it sounds like now. Some features about this amp I really love. You have the edge control, which acts like as a presence, but slightly more refined. And listen to the difference, right? It's a lot more subtle than in regular presence control. Right. Bit of a yesy tone there. Anyway, and then there's the feedback loop control. This is the way that the power amp is coupled to the speaker. Now, if I have it out, it's an open loop, which basically makes it quieter, and it sounds like it's much more deep inside the speaker. Push the button in now and you hear a big difference. I like the setting out. It brings the sound like in front of the cabinet rather than deep inside. But for studio and stuff, you know, gives you the option. Digital reverb, very cute. Okay, we have a nice foot control down here. I'll pick it up so you can see it. Ta-da! And I love this pedal, look. This whole plate actually twists, so if you want to have this plug at the other side, you unscrew these screws, turn that round, and suddenly you can now plug in from this side. It's really handy for depending what side of the stage you're on and where you like the rest of your wires. And I have never seen that on any other pedal, so that's unique. Speaking of that uniqueness, we have a nice power soak here, built in, 33%. It brings down the 100% is, you know, obviously the full power. You can cut that down to 33% of the full power. That's not so bad. And this is all the A channel we've been looking at so far. Now, listen to this guy. This is the B channel. Very responsive. The sort of 70s rock blues. And then on the cleaner channel, you know. Great for bottleneck as well. so, I mean, it's great as a heavy metal amp, you know, amp. Yeah, I mean, here you go. This will wipe the floor with the Vox AC30 that's got 2 speakers. This is a 35 watt single speaker combo, and the thing about it, it's not so much it's louder, it's got its own sonic space. You know, I've watched 2 people using these combos in a pretty loud situation, playing, you know, full out, and you could hear every note that each guy was playing, and it stood away from it. It was separate from the rest of the band, but in a good way. It wasn't like, you know, in another room, but you could hear everything, and the clarity is amazing, and I haven't really heard that in any other amps at all. You know, especially in, you know, in the workplace, if you like, gigs where actually amps really come into their own, or they don't.
Do you know what makes that why it is like that? It's more powerful?
Well, because Steve Glynne, the designer, has been doing this for 36 years. He was at Marshall for 27 years. He designed every amp from 1973 up to 2000, and then he went to Vox as the managing director and chief engineer and designer. And, you know, he did the same with Vox. And, you know, personally, I think Marshall and Vox have lost a lot of their oomph when Steve left each company.